Apex Electrical Interconnection Consultants has written a number of technical articles for a popular industry publication over the last several years. The most popular article is entitled Typical Connector Failure Modes and Mechanisms, written by Ed Bock. Because of its popularity, Apex decided to develop a YouTube presentation to make this topic available to a wider audience. When discussing connector failure modes, it is useful to separate the subject into two distinct components: failure modes and failure mechanisms. Webster's New World Dictionary lists a variety of definitions for the word failure, but it seems that for our purposes, the most appropriate definition is to be lacking or insufficient to stop operating, functioning, or working. The term failure is directly associated with the mode of failure, but understanding the reason for a failure is critical so that measures can be taken to fix the problem. The term failure mechanism is used when describing the reason for a failure. In terms of failure mode, this focuses on the way that a component fails. It could fail functionally, or it could fail with respect to some defined criteria. A functional failure is one that does not meet end-user requirements, such as having too high an insertion force or exhibiting excessively high contact resistance. Failing with respect to defined acceptance criteria means that a connector does not meet a manufacturer's specifications, perhaps in some aspect of the 5 highlighted test groups. As when specifying other component parts, there are delivery, quality, and cost trade-offs to take into consideration when specifying a connector for your particular application. This photograph shows a severely charred contact which resulted from very high contact resistance. This is a common failure mode for electric contacts when referring to functionality and acceptance criteria. A failure mechanism relates to the reason for the failure. Knowing the reason for the failure is important so that corrective measures may be taken to fix the problem. Some typical failure mechanisms are listed here for consideration. Another common failure mechanism is called fretting corrosion, which is basically the production of highly resistive deposits at the contact interface. Fretting results from micromotions at a mechanically unstable contact interface, which leads to the formation of excessively high resistive oxides. Fretting is notable because it is a common failure mechanism. Fretting failures are easily prevented by assuring adequate mechanical integrity, by properly specifying quality plated finishes, designing in enough normal force, and by using anti-fretting surface treatments. Apex Electrical Interconnection Consultants, L.L.C. has considerable experience at identifying failure modes and failure mechanisms. Apex has successfully recommended solutions to remedy many types of connector problems. For further information and to contact Apex, go to the website at www.connectorconsultants.com.